Welcome to the Good Games Podcast, episode number 146. This is a show where we talk about video games and gamer-related things. My name is Frank from Palmanso, and I'm your host. And as always, I'm joined by the co-host of the show, Alex Nunez. What's up, sir?
Man, not much. I'm back for another week. My hands they hurt. I'm just going to say that right now. They hurt.
Uh-oh. I wonder why.
I went bowling this weekend.
You did?
Yeah, I did.
Nice. How'd you do?
I did pretty good, actually. I think I bowled 127 in one of my games.
Oh, that's not bad.
Which rarely happens for me. I'm usually trash, but
oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were like a pro, like know, bowling at least like a 180 or pro for us regular people, I guess is like over anything over like 150.
Yeah, usually I'm like in the 80s.
Oh, so
it's not
damn.
Pretty. Yeah.
Oh man, okay. Yeah. I'm not that great myself. I think I bowled, the highest I ever bowled was like a 160. And I was like super happy. I was like, oh my God, I did it. And that never happened again. So
yeah. I almost got a turkey. I was very disappointed.
Oh, really?
So I had told somebody like, yo, I almost going to get a turkey. And then I told this other guy, and then he called Wyndham, hey guys, look, he's about to get a turkey. I'm like, you son of a bitch. Look what you did. Fucking jinxed it. And then I don't get the turkey.
Nah. Yeah, it never happens. It never happens when you want it to.
No.
Cool. Well, as you guys can probably hear or not hear, we don't have Khalik with us this week. He's got to take care of some things on his end. So I'm sure he'll be back next week. And I was not here last week, so I'm back this week. So we're just kind of,
just
rotating.
tagging in, tagging out. So got to get into wrestling references. He's not here.
Yeah. just tagging in, tagging out. Yeah. But yeah, all right, man. Well, that's good. I just wanted to say real quick that I done went and did it, man.
What did you do?
I bought an e-drum kit.
Oh man. Okay. So I'm not alone in the dumb money spending department. Cool.
No. I did it, and it was actually, as far as e-drum kits go, it was reasonably priced. So
was it that model drum you were talking about last time?
Yeah, the Alesis Nitro. Yeah,
okay.
It's that one. That's the one I got. So
how is it?
I haven't set it up yet. I just got it. Yesterday, actually, but I haven't had time to set it up yet. I'm gonna actually probably set it up tomorrow evening, and I will definitely let you know because I have everything ready to go. Mm-hmm. I'm just not sure what the footprint's like. It's something I probably should have checked.
You measured out beforehand? Yeah.
Yeah, I probably should have, but
usually those things are like, they're all like aluminum frames and stuff and pretty adjustable. So I don't know how adjustable though, but that might help.
I know it's adjustable as far as height, but I'm not sure as like width. So
yeah, but I imagine like you can customize where the drum pad placements are. Yeah.
I do see people that like have them kind of really spread out, but then I see people have them kind of really close together. So I just think it's just a matter of how comfortable I will be whenever I do set it up. But yeah, I'm assuming it's going to be fairly large, like not like crazy large, but like definitely larger than the stock Rock Band like drum kit that comes with the game.
Right.
So, but I'm excited. I'm super excited. And
I'm not, because if you say very good things about it, I'm going to have one other thing to add to my wish list.
Oh, boy. I'm going to be like, no, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. You don't want this. It comes with its own drumstick. The cool thing about it, too, is that it comes with, I feel like I'm advertising for it. The cool thing about the Alesis Nitro drum kit is that it also comes with the module it comes with like practice, like a practice, I guess, mode. Mm-hmm. And it comes with like 60 or 70 songs that you can actually like practice with and play along with.
Okay.
And then on top of that, so you can actually like legit learn how to play the drums on this thing. And then you can also play Rock Band with the MIDI adapter.
Right.
So yeah, I'm excited.
Reminds me of the good old Miracle keyboard for the Nintendo
the Miracle
Entertainment
keyboard.
System.
Holy crap.
Yep.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness.
God, I wish I remember, like, my dad had that thing forever. Like, we had that, he bought it for us like way back when that thing came out. And I remember being like $300.
Yeah.
Playing little games with a little robot dude, and I think the only thing I remember to this day is like the first part of Old MacDonald because of the Miracle keyboard.
Yeah.
But we had like the physical keyboard like even after we got rid of the game or whatever because it worked as a standalone keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm curious what happened with that keyboard, if he still has it around or not.
Got to do some searching.
Yeah. But actually, that reminds me because I had I mentioned to you, but I had some people over my house and they noticed in my attic that I had some Rock Band instruments and some older gentleman asked me like, "Oh, do you play music?" And I'm like, "No, but I pretend to."
I'd like to someday. But for now, I just think I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually kind of funny because I had some people over my house a couple of weeks ago, and I was saying like, yeah, I had like these Rock Band parties, and a friend of mine, she was like, "Oh man, I didn't know you played instruments. You rock out," and I'm like, she's like, "So," and I'm like, so I'm like, come with me, and I showed her the instrument. She's like, "Oh, it's a Rock Band." I'm like, "Yeah." Mm-hmm. I'm like, I like to think I play instruments, but I don't.
Yeah.
But I think I think that's what those games are all about. They try to make you want to try to learn.
Yeah.
How to play.
And at the very least, they give you like an appreciation for the craft of actually doing it for real.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just crazy how far we've come these days. Like, you have like Rocksmith. You can learn how to play legit guitar with Rocksmith. And
Rock Band drums are pretty much just you actually
regular
playing
drums. Yeah. They're pretty much drums. Like, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. And on a quick aside before we get started, I've been scouring like the ends of the earth for Rock Band 3. And
well, I mean, it's not going to do you any good because I don't think that export stuff works anymore.
No, it does. What?
Are you sure? I would double check because like in the lead up to Rock Band 4, I think they were saying that you had to have done the export. Well, I don't know for Rock Band. I think this is maybe for the older Rock Bands like 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what 3 was or what the situation was for 3, but I think you had to, for the first 2 games at least, you had to do the export process prior to some date. Maybe like a little after Rock Band 4's release. I don't know if Rock Band 3 falls under that same limitation. I don't think so because I saw on the store that it still has the Rock Band 3 export option available. Right, but have you gone to the link or go to the PlayStation Store and see if it's still purchasable?
I'm not sure.
That's the $1 million question.
I haven't done that. But I was just hoping that I could just import all of the songs, at least all of the on-disc songs for Rock Band 3 to Rock Band 4.
Yeah.
And damn it. God damn it, Alex.
You know what? After our discussion, I booted up Rock Band just to see like what songs I had and if I was missing any because I was like paranoid because their export process was a little like shady or whatever. But
yeah.
Like some of the songs I mentioned, like the Snoop Dogg stuff, like that's not even available on the PlayStation Store anymore. I'm like, what? No, come on. Like, oh man, it sucks.
Yeah, that sucks ass.
Yeah,
because I would think that. Yeah, the process is so just janky. Like, it's so messed up and weird, and you have to like kind of jump through these hoops just to kind of get like the past stuff onto your disc, and it's just yeah, I understand that it's not handled very well.
Yeah, there's a couple of free packs still on the store, but probably stuff that you haven't heard of, but still more songs.
Yeah.
And yeah, it sucks because there's no easy way to find any songs that you may have purchased in the past, like I have, and it's like you kind of have to have a list of like, okay, I have all these songs, let me go search them individually on the store
and download them individually. Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah, they do have. I think it's coming out later this month, or it might be out now even. But they have like a Rock Band 2. They have like a Rock Band 2 a new export track list that's like $20, and you get
I saw
20
that
songs.
Yep. I think those are the songs that were included on Rock Band 2 that weren't like
licensed.
No, they were. I'm sure they were licensed, but they were like from bands that were led by or had involvement from actual Harmonix employees.
Ah,
like because
okay.
a lot of I don't know if it's still the case now, but a lot of people that work for Harmonix, a lot of them were musicians and they were in bands, and a lot of their songs were featured in like Rock Band 2 specifically. I know for sure, and I think that $20 pack is pretty much all of those like Harmonix quote unquote songs.
Ah, okay.
Some of them are really good.
Well, still more music to add.
Yep.
You know, but yeah, I'm still begging for scraps, man. I'm still begging for scraps. Damn, that Rock Band 3 freaking.
Got to get yourself Huey Lewis at the Power of Love, man.
Oh, that's on the store already, man.
It's part of Rock Band 3. That's why I say.
Yeah, I looked at the track list for Rock Band 3. I think like there's like only like really like 4 or 5 songs that I know out of the 80 something.
Yeah, they started to get more obscure as time went on. For sure. But yeah, Rock Band, that's slowly kind of taken over a part of my life, man. Mm-hmm. It's something. But there's another game that's been definitely taken over my life. You don't say.
I will talk about that a little later. So let's get started. Let's get started with what we've been playing. And you're up first, so what do you got for us?
Well, I guess since we're kind of talking about spending exorbitant amounts of money on things you probably shouldn't, I finally got my hitbox style controller.
Oh, nice.
For fighting games.
Dude, I saw one. I actually used one of those for the first time like a few weeks ago. This guy had it at a fighting game meetup that I went to. And it's crazy. Yeah. It's like a fusion of pad and stick. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's nuts. Yeah, so as I mentioned last week, I bought it and now I finally got it and I put it together. So yes, it's not like the actual like hitbox like branded controller. I went another way because there were some limitations for the hitbox, or there were a lot of questions that I had, and I don't know. I'm kind of glad I didn't go the hitbox route because when I was looking at it, I had sent them an email asking some questions, like basically about what the product is and what's inside of it, and because I couldn't, as I said last week, I couldn't tell from the pictures like what was going on exactly. So I wanted to know it specifically, and like it was like maybe 2 weeks ago by this point, and I still to this day have not heard anything back from them. So I don't know. It's probably a good idea. Maybe I didn't do business with them. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
not a good look. So I was like scouring the internet for like people that did custom cases. Specifically for the hitbox style, like with all the right buttons in the right places and all that. And I stumbled upon Jason's Customs, and I bought his Panzer Fight Stick 3, the hitbox variant. And I guess as the name implies, this thing is built like a tank because it's all metal. I'm going to show you, but this is what I got right now. It's a white case.
What?
It's got all white buttons, and the directional buttons are purple. So very, I don't know, minimalist look.
That looks so weird to me. Like, like what the hell?
And I've been playing with it a little bit. I had to kind of calm down, but learning this thing is interesting. Yeah, like at first it was like, because I was doing a lot of research before I got it, so I was like, I kind of knew in my head how it worked, but getting your hands on it is a different story altogether. Because like I couldn't. It was hard for me to comprehend how to do certain things and like or just do what I wanted to do that I would do normally on a joystick.
Sure you can.
Yeah.
Like sure you can. How the hell do you?
That's like, actually not so bad. Fireballs are kind of a different story because you have in Street Fighter V at least you have to get the diagonals.
Yeah.
So you have to, on the hitbox, because everything is a button, you have to hit down, and then you have to hit down and forward, and then just forward. So you have to make sure you roll your fingers in exactly the right timing so that, because you don't want to just hit down and then forward by itself without the diagonal.
Right.
Because then nothing will happen. So you have to make sure you time it just right so that you get the diagonal. It's kind of a weird thing. So I'm kind of glad I'm playing a charge character.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty simple.
Although not as simple as I thought it was. Because again, like a part of this thing, like the board that this thing uses is I'm using the Brook Universal Fighting Board.
Okay.
And one of the features of that thing is I forget what they call it. It was the SODC, which stands for Simultaneous Opposite Directional Cleanup. So if you were to input left and right at the same time, what the board does is it to translate that into a neutral input or no input, so that you don't do things that should be impossible, like press left and right at the same time. Oh. And then for up and down, it does sort of something similar, but except with up and down, up wins. So even if you're holding down, if you press up at the same time that you're holding down, you'll jump anyway.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so it makes certain things easier, like doing a flash kick is pretty easy. You just have to hold the down button, and then once you've charged for enough time, you just press the jump and kick button at the same time.
Right.
Yeah, so it's like learning how all that stuff works and then trying to implement that stuff took a while, took a couple hours, but it didn't take as long as I thought it would.
Those are going to be like months.
Yeah, or weeks at the very least. I don't know. Yeah. Like, because, again, like one of the catalysts was seeing Gutex at E-League using the hitbox, and then he said he only played on that thing for 4 days before he started playing at E-League, and I'm like, that sounds crazy. How the fuck did you do that? But after playing for a few hours and trying to get my head around it, then I'm like, okay, this is like 4 days sounds reasonable.
Okay.
But my problem is after like some hardcore sessions with the game, like I've done a lot of training mode. And the first thing I did was just training mode, try to do simple things, learning the special moves, and then trying to do the normal combos that I do, or just trying to do the normal stuff that I normally do, and making sure that I can execute that on the hitbox. And eventually, when I got to that point, then I started doing like casual matches online. And then after like, I don't know, an hour or two of that, I felt some bad fucking carpal tunnel in my hand. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I can imagine.
That's
because
sucks.
you're pressing, and your hand has to probably be in a really awkward position.
Yeah. So yeah, I had to like, okay, I'm done for today. I took a day off of the hitbox. And so I'm going to, like going forward, I'm kind of taking it slow. I don't want to like overdo it. Because I think a big part of it is like, I need the finger strength, specifically in my ring finger, to develop. Because it's also my non-dominant hand for the directions. And especially doing like sonic booms, like you need to make sure that you go from back to forward without hitting anything. Like you don't want to hit the down, and you don't want to hit the forward as your other finger is still on the back, because you won't get anything off of that.
Oh, so your inputs have to be pretty precise.
Yes. And at least the way I like to push buttons, I need that finger strength to be 100% there. So I'm not all the way there, but yeah, I'm going to still keep playing a little bit, but I'm still using the joystick for when I want to still play, but can't because of the hand getting in the way.
Got it.
Although that was a weird thing too, because I was like playing for like a day or two on the hitbox, and then actually I had joined an online tournament like the next day or something. And I was like, okay, I can't play anymore with the hitbox, so I'm going to just use the old joystick. And thankfully, I went back into training mode because I was all fucked up. I couldn't play with the joystick.
You're like bashing down on the stick, like, why isn't this working?
I'm like holding down on the joystick, and then I'm pressing like 2 buttons to do flash kick, and I'm like, why is it not coming out? And I'm like, oh, right, I gotta...
Yeah.
Yep, I gotta retrain myself yet again to get back into joystick mode. But yeah, I was like, holy shit, this is... Like, I was surprised how quick my brain had shifted over into hitbox territory.
Well, maybe it's what you were meant for. You just need to practice it a little more.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I've seen some people like recommending to use more of like a claw grip, like just put all your fingers on like a flat surface, so that instead of like what I was doing was laying my whole palm flat on the thing. Oh, okay. And then using the buttons that way. So they want you to like kind of like elevate your wrist while you're doing it.
I would imagine that the claw, like if I were to, well, when I used it, I did the claw grip as you say, with like lifting your wrist up. But I only played it for like a couple of matches, but that just sounds like arthritis waiting to happen. Like for real.
But supposedly, maybe it's more ergonomic. I don't know specifically why people suggested that, but that's my guess, is that maybe it's just more ergonomic because you want your wrist, I guess, more or less flat or straight, and then your fingers are free to do whatever the hell they want. But yeah, it's a tough thing, man. Yeah. It's almost like a way of life.
Hey, you know what? You got to commit.
Yeah.
And that's why you have stick players, you have pad players, and now if this thing really catches on, you're going to have hitbox players.
I want to see Samba de Amigo controller players using them goddamn maracas.
Freaking like Donkey Konga.
Yeah, buddy.
The conga drums.
Uh-huh. Oh man, there's so many good things. Fishing rod controller for the Dreamcast.
Yeah. I mean, people have actually tricked out like the conga drums for like the Donkey Kong, that drum game. I forgot what it was called. Was it Donkey Konga?
Donkey Konga, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, they tricked out the, the Donkey Konga drums to like play like, I think Sonic Adventure or something like that. It's like, what?
Yeah, there was this one dude who was playing Destiny and trying to beat Crota with every single kind of weird controller he could think of. And
oh, yeah, I remember that.
I think Donkey Konga controller was one of them. He did with Rock Band drums.
Wow.
It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. But yeah, Hitbox, I'm going to slowly try and implement that more of that into my life. But cool. Yeah, I like the thing a lot. I'm curious how traveling with it is going to be because fucking thing is all metal and I'm afraid it's going to be like super heavy. But that's my only concern. And I'm thinking about like getting like custom artwork done for it, but I've wanted to do that for my TE2 stick anyway, but I've never sat down and figured out what the hell art I want on that because I don't like the look of my TE2, and I knew that when I bought it.
You're like, I'm gonna change it.
Yeah,
eventually.
I don't know when. Yeah, but like, yeah, the main reason I got that thing was because it's a white body, and those are rare for the TE. Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get this, and then I'm gonna do all kinds of stuff with it, and then Mad Catz went under, and I'm like, man, I should have got the bezel for that thing earlier because they sold like the custom bezels. Because right now I'm stuck with the orange bezel that the thing has, and I haven't seen anybody out there making those or selling those. So I'm like, I might have to have or just do it myself. But I'm afraid of doing DIY stuff because I feel like I'm gonna mess it up. But I could probably just paint that thing.
Yeah,
but then I have to get a color scheme in mind.
You could probably get like some original art put on there because you basically have a canvas. Yeah.
The art is like not. It's just me just trying to figure out what I want. But like I wouldn't, even with the new art, I wouldn't want the orange bezel still there because that's pretty much part of the stick. So I'm like, how do I get that out of there? But yeah, man. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, I'm like starting to dive deeper into like fight stick mods and different accessories and shit. Like,
you're going down a bit of a hole.
Yeah, like I was thinking, like, oh man, I could put like another universal board in one of my older sticks so that I could play it on PC and everything and all that.
Oh boy.
And then I saw this other thing called a link where you basically remove like the joystick shaft with so that you can basically remove the joystick manually. It has like some weird attachment and locking mechanism so that you can pop the joystick in and play it normally, and then it's pretty secure in there. But if you like wanted to travel with it, one of the concerns is like the joystick is out there, and if it's in a bag and it's
stuck in a position and mess up, and I see.
Or something hits it real hard, and then your mounting plate is off screwed. There's a whole lot of things that can go wrong. So being able to take out the joystick without having to take apart your fighting stick from the inside out, you can just pop it out real easy, put it in your bag, not worry about it. So that seemed very appealing as well. So I was like, there's a whole lot of shit you can do and all the custom ball top. Actually, when I ordered the buttons for this thing, they mistakenly sent me a ball top instead of the 30 millimeter button for the up button. So now I have a purple ball top that I don't know what to do with, and I'm like, now it's got my head thinking again about other shit to do. So yeah, I've been diving deep into like fight case stuff, or it's a bad hole to go down, and now this drum thing is coming up with you, and
dude, oh man, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I want to be the best.
Yeah. So like, I guess technically I've been playing a lot of Street Fighter V, and I was a little disappointed the other day because I felt like I was on the verge of gold, but I wasn't really, because the highest I hit was Ultra Silver. And I think that's at like 3,500 points. And I just got just over that. Maybe I hit like 3,600 points or something like that. I think gold is 4,000.
Gold is 4,000.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, just one day I went on a crazy winning streak. So I don't know if it was just the time of night that I was playing, where like I was just playing all kinds of scrubs. Because I went from regular silver all the way to ultra silver. And one night I was like, God damn, what the fuck is going on? I'm beating everybody.
Yeah.
And then I started like getting match against golds, and now I was like, okay, now we're playing for real. And
yeah,
It was fun, but actually, what I'm more excited about is that I finally got to play a real online match of King of Fighters 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit. I got someone to play against.
Was this after? I'm sure it was definitely after the new characters came out, because once they came out, like the online scene jumped up huge.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of like the one reason, or the main reason I jumped in is because the new characters came out. Let me see what that looks like or how much they cost or whatever. Not that I know it was necessarily going to buy them, but just out of curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went online to see if there were any lobbies, and there was exactly one.
What?
I was like, okay.
The KOF 14 online scene is pretty strong right now. Actually, like
I don't know if it's just the time of day or
yeah.
Or I forget how I searched, because I think normally I want to go for one-on-one fights because I don't want to learn 3-on-3.
Oh, okay, that's why.
Yeah,
dude, 3-on-3, man.
But then I have
all
to
the way.
I have to know 3 characters, or sort of know 3 characters.
Learn 3 of anyone who you think is good, and then do the challenges, and then play with them a little in arcade, and then go online. Because if you do 3-on-3, that's when you'll find more matches. No, not a lot of people do single matches.
Okay,
that I can say for sure.
Yeah, so I found that one lobby. I'm like, oh man, there are people playing this game online, and I was like, okay. And then I just jumped in, and I was fighting one other guy. I don't know if he was also a newbie, but like our matches were fairly close, except I was losing most of them in the beginning. But eventually I started winning a couple. So I was like, okay, this is cool.
Yo, hey, you know, you could always call me, play KOF, man. Like,
you know what? Yeah. I was expecting like you and Kalik, especially after your like big enthusiasm after all the new DLC characters. I figured you guys would hop online and play some KOF.
Dude, I just haven't. I want to so bad. I just haven't had the opportunity. If you want to play KOF, we can play. Like, for sure. I'm dying to try out my new team.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. See, like when you say that, I'm like at first, I'm like, yeah, that sounds exciting. And then I remember how you play fighting games.
What?
You play it like 100% the whole time. I'm like, no, I don't want to.
No, that's not, no. I will. I'm also going to be relearning 2 of the new characters anyway. So it'll be fair.
Okay.
I mean, I know how to use them anyway, but for this game in particular, I'll be relearning them. So I know it'll be fair.
Yeah, and the other thing is like I don't know if it's just me or if I'm looking in the wrong places, but I feel like there's not a lot of resources for learning KOF, like especially like there are for Street Fighter 5, like just a ton of stuff out there for 5.
Yeah, KOF is a tough nut to crack, man, because KOF. It's so input heavy and strict, and the inputs are super strict.
Yeah.
So a lot of people get turned off by that. So then there's not a lot of people that put in the time to actually put like a legit guide, you know, like the fact that you have like 3 different types of jumps, and you know, you have rolling and sidestepping, and then you have your cancels, and then you have your not like simple as like super cancels in Street Fighter, but like you have like HD cancels and EX cancels, and then you have your max mode that you need to use, and in your max mode you can do only like EX attacks, and so it's like it's pretty complicated. It's a much more complicated system than Street Fighter. Yeah. Street Fighter is fairly simple. KOF is like the opposite. It's not simple at all.
Yeah, it feels like a high, intermediate, or advanced game.
Yeah, it's still fun, but there are a hell of a lot of intricacies. But like super advanced intricacies, you can find in like Guilty Gear. Yeah, like that is fucking complicated, like crazy complicated. But it's also still fun. But KOF is, a lot of people get turned off by it because of how complicated it is. So you're not gonna. If you look hard enough, you can find stuff, but honestly, nothing outside of like move lists, which you can just go into in the game itself. Yeah, you know, the tutorial in KOF is good though.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, it teaches you like the basic systems and stuff, but
yeah,
I think I did some of like, I forget if it's the same thing, but they had like the trials, like they have like different like combos and stuff for the characters.
Yeah,
like,
that's just like the challenges.
Yeah. So I did some of that. That felt okay, but I was looking online and I saw like, I think one YouTuber had a bunch of KOF 14 specific like combo guides or character guides, And I was like, oh man, there's a lot of videos. I bet he has most of the characters, and then he doesn't have the character that I was playing at the time. There's no Kim stuff. I'm like, come on, man. I thought he was like one of the key characters. Like, how you gonna? There's plenty
of like combo videos with Kim. Like there's this one. I'll try to link it to you, but there's this one combo video series that I've seen with this one YouTuber who kind of like goes from like simple combos to like really complicated, and he does it basically step by step. So like they're all viable. They all can be used in match, and like I think he concentrates on damage. So like he'll start off with like a very simple B&B for a character, and then the damage with each subsequent combo just increases.
Okay.
And you'll start to notice that like you'll see like, and with KOF it's how it was most of the time, but you'll start to see like the longer combos are just extensions of the most basic. So, but it just involves like the max modes and the EX cancels and stuff like that.
Right.
So I'll try to link you the Kim video that he has up. But yeah, there's plenty of KOF character series combo videos that you can study. But unfortunately, not a lot of them put inputs there. So you have to figure that out. But that's part of the fun.
Sure, if that's what you want to call it. But yeah, like I was just excited to finally play some KOF online, and I was like, all right, this is kind of cool. And like, luckily, the first guy I played, he wasn't like some monster in KOF, so I was able to get a couple games at least. That's
usually the case when like Mark of the Wolves came out, and like I went online on Mark of the Wolves, and man, like the first person I fought like was a monster. Like I barely survived. Like I barely survived that. I was just like, what? I got super lucky. And the second time I fought the same person, and he used a different character. Nope. Did not survive that at all. So yeah, it's ridiculous sometimes.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, it's kind of I don't know. I found it funny that like the first character that I'm playing against is of course Rock Howard.
Oh yeah, dude, you're gonna see a whole lot of him and Vanessa.
I bet I don't know if he picked. No, he picked someone else. He picked Luong, I think, after he had enough fun with, I guess, Rock. But I don't think she's one of the new characters.
No. Luong's part of the original 50.
Yeah, she was a weird character. I didn't expect her to do all those crazy long range kick moves. I was like, what? This the fuck? Okay.
Yeah, she's really good. She's really good. She's one of the better characters actually in the game.
Okay. Yeah, so I just ended up playing a little bit of Kim, and then eventually I switched to Kyo because it seemed like the basic character, and I don't know how to play him. I'll bet I'll be able to figure something out just by doing random inputs. And I don't know.
Yeah, Kyo, he's
he's kind of like the Ryu of the series, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, but as far as the way he plays, he's not quite, like I would say use Terry. Terry is more the most basic character. Like he has a projectile, hurricane kick. He has like a dashing punch, and he even has a charge move in there. And he's just like, he has big damage on basic shit. So that's like more of the Ryu style, you know?
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, maybe we can get something going. Maybe get some KOF going.
Yeah, let me know.
Then to make myself feel better, I'll beat your ass in Street Fighter 5.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. You got some hitbox practicing to do.
I don't know, man. I've been I think I'm overall positive with you last couple times we played.
Oh, yeah. I think so. I think you're like a couple of matches up on me. Yeah, but we haven't played in a while.
No, we haven't.
And I've been playing with a lot of different people, so I'm excited to try out Boxer again.
I mean, I've been playing with people too, so it'll be interesting to lock fists again.
All right, let's do it. Let's have a fighting game day.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about day, but
a couple hours.
Let's have a fighting game time. Yeah. Set amount of time.
But yeah, man, that's pretty much what I've been doing. Just a bunch of fighting games.
Awesome. So, I guess it's time.
I guess it is, man.
It's time. I've been playing Persona 5.
Oh, shit.
And this game is a fucking work of art. Like,
just right off the bat.
yeah. I'm just gonna say how I feel. It is so like stylish and just, it's dope, man. This game is so good. So
actually, you know what? That reminds me. I want to apologize to everybody because last week I said this game is only available on PlayStation 4. It's also on PlayStation 3. I'm sorry.
Yes. It is available for the PlayStation family, but it is not available on Microsoft system.
Yeah.
On Xbox. So, yeah, Persona 5, man. So, I unfortunately couldn't play the game on release day. There was a whole bunch of shenanigans with Amazon and I think with a bunch of people. So, I wasn't able to get the game in my hands until Wednesday, the day after.
I find that funny because usually I feel like I'm the one that has Amazon issues, but they still sent mine on release day. So
they did?
I was like, all right, cool.
Lucky you. I think it's because I ordered the special edition. I don't know what it was, but they tried to pull some shit saying like, there was an issue with your order and we can't send it. We have to send it on release day instead of getting it to you on release day. And I'm like, what?
Okay.
So I even called them. I'm like, what? No, like this game is supposed to come out today. Like I need this game today. And so they were like, oh, we're so sorry but it should be there by Thursday. And I'm like, Thursday? No.
Nope. That's not acceptable.
Yeah, it was not. So I resigned myself. I'm like, fuck, Thursday. So I waited and then I got the shipment notification on Wednesday morning. And I'm like, fine. and so actually it showed up that afternoon and I'm like,
oh, wow.
Okay. This is great. Even though it's still late. But but anyway, to the game. This game is so fucking good, man. Persona, it's Persona. The main story about this game, basically you are a part of this group called the Phantom Thieves. And basically what you do in your, like with the dungeon crawling and stuff is that you are there to steal the dark side of people's hearts. And so the palace that you're in, they call the dungeons palaces. The palace that you're in is targeted to a specific person.
Okay.
And this person, for whatever reason, is a piece of shit. And you're basically in there to steal that part of their heart so that they have a change of heart and they become a different person altogether. You know, they own up to their crimes or they own up to their bad deeds or whatever. So that's the gimmick with this Persona this time around. Whereas in Persona 4, it was like shadows and the real part of yourself, which manifests itself as shadows, like, you know, the parts of yourself internally that you would never say out loud, like how you really feel about things. And when you're in these dungeons, that's, you know, you see that side of the person or whatever.
Like your literal inner demons.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the gimmick with this Persona. And it very much follows the same formula, but the thing that sets Persona 5 apart from the other games is just its sense of style. Like, it has so much style. It is like oozing off of the screen. Like, anytime you play this game, you know, once again, they throw you into a world that, like, I don't know about you. Have you played the game yet?
No, I have not.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying, I don't know about anyone else, but this game, the worlds that they have in the Persona games, like, I want to like live there. I want to like go to these places.
I mean,
like,
it's just Japan.
Japan.
Like,
I know it's Japan. I know it's Japan, but it's just like, I'm talking about like you know, I want to be friends with all of these characters, you know, like the characters are so like engaging and, you know, once again, they knock it out of the park with their characters. Like, holy shit. Like, they're all super, super likable. And I'm just like crazy about all of these characters. Even the main character, who again doesn't say much, you know, and it's just about, you know, they give you like these select choices of what you can respond to in certain situations, but it's crazy that they're also, man. And the thing about this game too is like there's so much regular stuff that you have to do, and this game generally just has a super charming blend of, you know, regular life and just RPG dungeon, kicking the shit out of monsters, stylistically at that.
Yeah.
And
I think that's what drew me to like the Persona series. It's like I didn't think about it at the first, but that premise kind of also you could apply to things like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, or even I guess to some degree Scooby Doo or some shit.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't know, that's super. The way they do that, and melding it with the Japanese culture, it's I don't know, it becomes this very unique thing, and again, the level of style that they put into the menus and just the UI design and the look of the game is just incredible. And the fucking music, holy shit.
Oh, I haven't even gotten there yet. Dude. Like oh my God. Okay, so in the beginning of the game, you're in the middle of a heist. So you're in the middle of a palace trying to steal someone's heart. Someone's part of someone's heart. But unfortunately, I'm not really spoiling anything because this is the very beginning of the game. You get caught, and they, so then like there's a police investigator that's interrogating you throughout the game, and this is how they're able to like flesh out the story of how you got to this point.
Oh yeah, that's right. I think I saw the intro. So that's the whole game is like kind of you flash back to your
you keep flashing back to like
to the
your
events
targets,
leading up to that point.
Right? At least so far. But yeah, so you get caught, and I just want to say during that heist, the music was amazing, and I'm like, whoa! I was just like, I stood still for like a whole minute. I'm just listening to this track, and I'm like, God damn it, this is awesome! It's so good. And I will say in the music department, Persona 5 does not disappoint. They've definitely gone a lot more with like funk. Okay. Like funk music and a little bit of soul music as well. But definitely funk. Like funk and rock and soul, and it's oh my God, it's so good. It's so good. It's everything I expected. Oh my God. I've been listening to like this one track for pretty much the past 3 days straight. And it's so good, but yeah, like you are correct. Like the way they handle the Persona games is just so unique in how, like you said, Japanese culture and the way they set up the places and the amount of things that you have to do. You have to balance like school life and social life. Yep. And you have to get a job, and you have to take care of your home and take care of plants, and it's just so much to do. And in this game, it seems like it's not overwhelming, but there's still a whole lot to do. And at first it can seem overwhelming, but like once you get used to it, they also put a fast travel mechanic in there. So it does save a lot of time.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
And yeah, so like I don't think they've had that in the previous games, but you can fast travel to places that you've been to, that are at least important places. So you can fast travel to like a place where you have a person that you can set up a social link with. And they call them in this game, I forget what they call them. Oh my God, why am I forgetting this? Is like super important. But in any case, yeah, you have to set up these social links. And then there's also the fact of personas. Like the personas are like the monster, like stands in a way, and monsters that you have that give you magical abilities. And there's also the whole thing with Persona Fusion that's there, and that's a whole game in itself, because you collect personas. It's like Pokemon. You collect the Pokemon, and then you register the Pokemon, and then you can actually fuse the persona together to make new persona, and it just becomes this whole like big thing, and it's completely separate from the game, but it's also important to the game because those are the persona that you're going to be using in battle. Yeah. So it's like, God damn it. There's so much. One of the last things I want to say, because there's way too much I want to say. I just don't want to like kind of go overboard with it. But one of the last things I want to say is about the battle system. So the battle system in Persona games is about exploiting enemies' weaknesses. And it's still super fun to kind of figure out which enemy like has what weakness. And then the cool thing is though that once you do, you can basically just kind of like keep that in like in your analysis. And then when you analyze an enemy, there your mascot character Morgana it is a he. It's confirmed that it's a boy, not a girl.
Okay.
But Morgana, he will tell you that, oh, it's weak to lightning or it's weak to fire. So you're like, all right, cool. And so the battles are so fucking cool because of the menus that come up during the battle, the way they splash on the screen. But the coolest thing about the battles to me are the all-out attacks. Basically, the attacks where when you have a weakened enemy that's down and they're kind of like by themselves, you can unleash an all-out attack where all the characters attack that enemy. Mm-hmm. And now it's not like just like a dust cloud like it used to look in Persona 3 and 4. Uh-huh. Now it's like this really cool like red and black, and you see like a whole bunch of just images rushing the enemy.
Oh, damn.
And the coolest thing is when you finish off the enemy with the all-out attack, depending on the character that you led the all-out attack with, they have like this cool like animation at the end. And for example, Morgana, if you end the all-out attack with him, like he sits in a chair and then turns the chair around and has a cigar in his hand, and then he's like game over, or he says something like game over or plan complete, and the pictures are just so fucking cool.
What the fuck? Like you say that, and I'm like conjuring images of Akuma's like super finish. Like he just turns it back. No, and it's like fucking
it looks similar to like what a raging demon would look like if you were able to see like silhouette of what was happening. Like the way the enemies are like rushing. And
actually, I want to rewind real quick because you kind of blew my mind. So, is Morgana a playable character?
Yes, Morgana is a playable character. Morgana is like the mascot character that they have in all the Persona games. Uh-huh. So, like Persona 4, it was Teddy.
Oh, could Persona you use Teddy in battle?
Yeah.
Okay, I must have not gotten to that point then.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, of course. Yeah, you can use Teddy.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Yeah. You can you can use Morgana as a playable character, and yeah, he's pretty dope. Like he uses I want to say like pirate swords. So he uses these like really big curved blades to attack, and his element is wind. And so you have Morgana, and then you have Ryuji. Ryuji and Morgana, you get them pretty much at the same time. Okay. Like Ryuji is like the Yosuke of this game, but he's not as like Ryuji is basically serious all the time, but he's still like, he still has like really like funny interactions with everyone else because like he's pretty much misunderstood. But yeah, like so Ryuji and Morgana you get at the same time. You find Morgana in the first palace that you're exploring, and the thing is about like all these palaces and the dark sides of people's hearts. It's like they're like the situations that like bring them into these palaces are like really fucked up, like like really dark, like dark shit. And it's like, oh my god, that's not cool at all. Like you want to get this fucker, like you want to take him out. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I just love the fact that they disguise the whole thing as like a heist and that you're thieves. And while you're in the palaces, your clothes change and you wear masks to kind of hide your identities. Also to the point of that you get code names while you're in the palaces. Huh. So you don't go by like your real name in the palace like they used to do. Now you have code names. So your code name is Joker, and Morgana's code name is Mona. Ryuji is Skull because his mask is a skull. Mm-hmm. On her mask is her code name is oh my god, why am I forgetting? Jesus Christ. Panther. Her code name is Panther. And I just recently got one of the other new characters, Yusuke, and his code name is Fox. Yeah, it's really fucking cool, man. Like this whole game is so fucking cool.
That's kind of a cool idea. Just like Inception but Persona.
Yeah, it is basically. It's basically what it is. It's like Inception but Persona. Like, oh shit. And it gives like the characters, and it kind of gives yourself a really cool vibe when it's like, yeah, we're fucking thieves, but we're thieves that are like stealing something valuable so that the person will have a change of heart, so that they can own up to like what they did wrong. And so
like, I have questions about that, but I feel like I'd rather discover that myself.
Oh yeah, just play it.
Like what compels them to go in, or what gives them, I guess, the authority to go in and try and change people. But yeah, I'd rather discover that on my own.
So I think you should discover that on their own. I would say, like I said before, it's kind of like the reasons are like really fucked up. Like why, like what the people are doing in real life translates to the palace and like how they see themselves or how they see aspects of their life. So every time you enter a different palace, you're kind of like seeing inside of the person and like how they view everything else. And like the first palace that you go into is like really messed up. Like, holy shit. Like, I cannot believe like they put this kind of material in a game. Like, like it's pretty serious. So I'm like, oh, okay. Now that alone compelled me to like, we got to get this son of a bitch. So yeah, Persona 5 is just, it's amazing. To me, best game of the year so far.
How many dozens of hours have you spent with Persona so far?
Oh my God. I'm already 25 hours in.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I'm already 25 hours in. I basically spent my whole weekend playing the game. Damn. Like all of Saturday, all of Sunday, and some of yesterday, a little bit today. Yeah, it's a dangerous game, man.
Have you given your protagonist character or your group any witty or interesting names?
Oh, so you can name the group. You can't, like, you know, they call them the Phantom Thieves, but you can rename the group. So the best I could think of, like, without taking too much time, because I really wanted to get back to the game, so I named them Aortic Valve.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, it's important. It's important to the heart.
Sure.
So, yeah. I named him Aortic Valve. But yeah, that was the only name that I gave my group. Okay.
Yeah, because I saw like a few like interesting, funny names floating around. Like I think some like Giant Bomb guys, they named their protagonist Larry Bird Jr. Somebody on Twitter had named their character Dominic Toretto, which I thought was choice.
How did they? I don't think they had enough space to do that. Oh, they probably did actually. Dominic Toretto,
or maybe they just did Dom Toretto. I don't know. There's something like that.
That's awesome.
And then one group name that I saw was hashtag Millennials.
Hashtag. That's cool.
Yeah. Like cool. Okay, that fits. I think.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it kind of does. But yeah, all the characters, man, are so fucking cool, man. Like, god damn it. Like, and I have a feeling I know who's next to join my group. And it just kind of, so like, I think in Persona 4, when you explore the castles in Persona 4, the dungeons, it's for the characters that you are getting. But in Persona 5, it's more like there are these people that are your targets that you're trying to steal the dark side of the heart from. But there are also people that are closely involved with those people in some way, shape, or form.
Right.
That just happens to kind of fall into the palace with you while you're there. So.
Oh, I thought it was something like the people that have that darkness in their heart, like the victims of that darkness, are the people that you would find or join your party. So
in a way, yes. Okay. In a way, yes. In a way, it is the victim. So they are, and that's how they are closely associated with the person that you're exploring the palace of. So that like, it makes sense as to why the character would be there or could get there with you, because they themselves have been affected by this particular person. So it just happened that the first person gave you 3 characters right off the bat. like right away. Like, well, the first 2 were pretty much at the same time, but then the third character came a little later.
Okay.
But yeah. Yeah, but I have a feeling I know who's coming up next. But I mean, they show you all the characters in the loading screen when the disc boots up.
Right.
So they show you that splash page of all the characters, so you kind of get an idea of what they look like. But yeah. Man,
I'm kind of regretting that I slept on Persona 4 for so long. 'Cause I still really want to beat that game, because that game looks cool.
I'm right at the end of that game. I plan to beat it, but Persona 5, I've literally dropped everything for Persona 5. Like, I'm not going to do a whole lot. Like, I will set up the drum kit, but I'm probably not going to play Rock Band for a while. because I want to play this game and I want to have fun with it. It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dope.
Good Lord.
Yeah, it's so good. My God, people have no idea. I'm sure people have an idea, but
I have no idea because I haven't played it yet.
No. Get to it.
Again, I'm just staring at the box.
You don't need to play 4 to play this one.
I know I don't, but I feel like I should.
Yeah. 4 is dope too, but Persona 5 I think is better so far already.
Wow. Those big words, man.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, Persona is so fucking good. It like I said, it's a fucking work of art, man. It's so fucking stylish. It's crazy. But all right, that's all I wanted to say about Persona for now. I will be regularly updating on Persona because it's Persona. I'm probably not going to be playing anything else for a while. So, yeah, that's it for what we've been playing. So we're going to move into headlines, and before we go into that, just take the time to go to innercitygeeks.com so you can look at the show notes and follow along with us. So Alex is going to take us through the headlines this week. So go ahead.
Yeah, so first up, what we've got is something we couldn't report on last week because it came out before or after we recorded. But the big reveal for the Xbox Scorpio, all the technical details of the thing has been revealed because the guys at Digital Foundry were invited over to the Microsoft campus and they were shown the goods by Microsoft. So, yeah, they have a huge rundown. There's they actually have two kind of like, well, they have multiple articles, but the main one, there's like this big technical thing that they have detailing all the specs and all the guts that are inside of it and what it means from a technical perspective. And then they also have a simplified version of this for you non-techie people. So we're going to link you both just in case there's anyone that is super interested in the actual tech, but we're kind of going to be discussing the simpler version of this. But yeah, like key takeaways are like it's pretty much going to be what they promised. They're going to get the 6 whatever teraflops of processing power out of this thing. It's going to do 4K, like really do 4K, not like the PS4 Pro does, where like upscales.
Up-reses, yeah.
So yeah, like it looks like from what all accounts here that the Xbox Scorpio, whatever they end up calling it, because they have not revealed the official name yet. But this thing is going to be the real deal. And Microsoft has said it's going to be a premium product as well, so it's going to be pricey. We just don't know how pricey. But I think the guys at Digital Foundry, their guess is around like $600 US.
Yeah, I saw that and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
That is crazy. And I understand.
Yeah.
But damn.
because it looks like they're not gimping on any of the hardware either. Like maybe the GPU, based on the Digital Foundry stuff. But like the GPU is a monster. They're going for 12 gigabytes of GDDR5 RAM, which is pretty much the fastest RAM you can get now. And that's much more RAM than the Xbox One had. I think that's more than the PS4 has. I don't know about the Pro. I forget what that's at now. But with the 12 gigs, like I think 4 gigabytes is still reserved for the operating system of the Xbox One. But that's still much more than the current Xbox One and Xbox One S have. And the thing's going to have a 1 terabyte hard drive built in, so that's dope. Maybe it should be 2 terabytes if it's super premium. I don't know. And then it's also going to have a UHD Blu-ray player built in, or Blu-ray drive, so that you can play 4K Blu-rays out of the box as well with this, which is, again, something you can't do with the PS4, unfortunately. And I think the other thing to mention is that they were shown a version of Forza Motorsport running on the Scorpio at 4K, native 4K resolution at 60 frames a second, and apparently that thing looked fantastic. Like it didn't hitch at all. It was doing 60 frames a second without any issue, and it's a crazy thing. So it feels like this is the true jump in generation tech, like maybe like the half step, but still it seems like it's a pretty big deal. Whether or not we have games that capitalize on all this hardware is remains to be seen, but I don't know, man. What do you think, Frank? I know you just recently got rid of your Xbox.
I don't know. I haven't had a really good history with Xbox, but I will say that this thing looks crazy powerful. But unfortunately, that price point is turning me off. But I want to see if eventually, when it comes out and we know the real name, that if this Xbox Scorpio will be worth it.
Yeah.
And then they just need the software too. They need the games. They need to have more exclusives, I would think, by that point in time, and then maybe. But yeah, it looks great. It looks powerful as hell. That's all I'll say about it.
Yeah, and you would hope with Microsoft putting a lot of weight behind this that they would be working on the software as well behind the scenes, but they haven't shown anything yet. Maybe at E3 we see some stuff, but otherwise, like, again, if you have like a 4K TV and you're looking to get the most out of it, maybe Scorpio is right for you. But even if you don't have 4K, like they're saying, even like 1080p games or running games at 1080p resolution, you're going to get a big performance boost. And pretty much every Xbox One game released so far is going to be improved by this Scorpio, unlike PS4 Pro. Well, actually, now they have the boost mode for PS4 Pro, but when it launched, you had to have a specific patch to run any better than before. But yeah, I know when PS4 Pro came out, I was like, it's not a big enough improvement because they're not even reliably doing 4K in a lot of games, and if they are, it's at the sacrifice of something else. And it looks like with Scorpio, at least, you're gonna get that raw horsepower that you need to run 4K games like for real. But my only other concern is that, like, again, this thing, especially with Microsoft doing the whole Play Anywhere thing, where you can buy a lot of Xbox exclusive games on Xbox and PC. Like, I think PC, you're still going to get more raw horsepower than you're ever going to get even from the Scorpio.
Oh yeah, that's going to be the standard for a while.
Yeah,
like, so I'm not sure if there's going to be a game system that will kind of overpower PCs, especially as fast as PCs are being upgraded. I don't think there's going to be one for a long time that will kind of like usurp the whole standard of processing power. Yeah, so.
Like it felt like that used to be the case before, like the PlayStation era or something. Like when the console first came out, it was much more powerful than any PC at the time. But then eventually PCs caught up. But still, like, you had that time where like this is the best looking thing ever. Yeah. But I don't know if that time has just passed.
It's possible.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Like, if you're looking for raw power, like, you can just build a PC. So I'm not sure. Yeah,
you can build your own rig, and it'll cost more, but it's an investment.
Yeah. And then you can, upgrade it down the line for potentially cheaper than, buying consoles each time they come out more powerful than the rest. But yeah, again, the thing looks cool. We just got to see if there's any cool games that take advantage of it.
Yeah, that's what sells systems, right? You're not gonna have shit if you don't have a game.
I want to buy an Xbox Scorpio to watch some Netflix,
which you can do practically on any device now.
You can do that on a Roku stick, which is like, I was gonna say a fraction of the price, but that's not like emphasizing enough the price disparity between the two.
It's a fraction of the fraction. It's a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of the price. Like, goddamn.
Indeed. In other news, GameStop apparently has been dealing with an issue in their security on their website. So apparently,
I feel like this is like the third week in a row that's like in other GameStop news. Like, god damn it! Like, again, it's not good news.
So it seems like there's been I don't know how to word this, is a security flaw with, I think specifically just with the GameStop.com website, where it seems that they were storing CVV2 numbers for your credit cards, which is basically on the like 3 to 4 digit number on the back of your credit card, which they're not supposed to be doing. And no one is supposed to be, or no like company or organization is supposed to be storing those numbers, but it was posited that maybe the security flaw or the breach is more widespread than had initially thought, because if somebody went to their website and altered it so that stuff was being stored without GameStop's knowledge, that's a pretty big deal.
Sounds like an inside job.
Maybe. But according to the information here in this Polygon article, they were saying that these attacks likely happened between mid-September of 2016 and the first week of February 2017. Yep. So I don't know. So it's kind of like their GameStop's word or I guess, message to potential customers that may have shopped from that point in GameStop or on GameStop.com. You might want to check your credit card history and your bank statements and make sure everything's legit, or make sure you're not spending money on stuff that you didn't spend on. But man, that's I hate when this happens. I don't know. It's even a GameStop, but like I don't know. Network security is a motherfucker.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's why they're always trying to work to. They're always trying to work to stop. I think the problem is they're always trying to work to stop what's existing, but they're not trying hard enough to stop what could potentially be the next thing. Because there's always something new. There's always ways to get around.
Yeah,
like what's already been established. There's
no system out there that's 100% safe. So like if you want to be 100% secure on the network, or you just have to basically disconnect from the network. It's not possible.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't ever connect to the internet. I don't want to be like, I don't want to encourage like tinfoil hat wearers, but like that's the reality that we're at.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's like that's where other stuff comes in. Like you can use like proxy credit cards and stuff like that. Like I know some credit card companies, they offer this service where you can generate like temporary credit card numbers that are not your actual credit card numbers, so that you can just use that temporarily for something you buy. I know I use that because I'm paranoid, so I don't want that shit to happen to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's worth looking into that stuff to make sure that you are secure. Because then, if one company just has a lapse in their security, you got your ass covered at least.
I mean, there's been a number of like big security breaches like in the past few years, and there was one super big one a few years ago with OPM, and that was not good. Like for anyone. You know, that was like a government-wide thing. And so it's just always like, and that's why there's like always so much like security with everything. But it just seems like there's always people just figuring new shit out.
Yep.
You know?
It's a constant tug of war is what it is. But you know what? Since we're on the topic of internet security, I want to discuss this little article that I found on Waypoint where that kind of delves into the world of PlayStation Network account resellers. So this is kind of blew my mind, but I should have realized it. Like, of course this exists. Like, duh.
Yeah. If there's a will, there's a way. It's gonna happen. It's gonna exist. It's gonna happen.
One of these sites is called PSN Games, and basically what they do is, I don't know where they get their information. They say it's through legitimate means where people will just, make an account with games that have been purchased on that PlayStation account and then offer them for sale. So they're basically selling games on PSN, quote unquote, by selling you the information, the login information for certain PSN accounts that have those games tied to them.
Mm-hmm.
So the way Waypoint got tied or tuned into what was going on here is somebody was a victim of this. They had changed their password or something, and then shortly thereafter got an email from somebody saying like, "Hey, I bought Overwatch on this account and the password changed. Can you send me the new password?" He was like, "What the hell is going on here?" And it kind of like snowballed into this like discovery of like what was really going on. So I don't know. It's I just wanted to, bring this to people's attention because, again, network security, change your passwords every so often. Make sure two-factor authentication is enabled because somehow, some way, they got a hold of a bunch of PSN account names and passwords and are just selling them online to people. And it's crazy. The whole thing is worth a read. I don't want to go into the whole thing, but basically, that's the gist. They're selling other people's PSN accounts without their knowledge so that other people can play games off of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
It's like profiting off of account sharing, but in a bad way because they found your information. And
pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah, the article goes into it too, but they mentioned, like, I think the reporter asked one of the PR people, or I forget who, directly with PSN Games, like how they get their keys, and he was saying like, yeah, we buy them or we get them from aggregate sellers or whatever. And then I think he had asked one point on a chat support line, how would I sell my PSN account? It's like, oh, we don't do that. So it's like, I don't know, something's going on there.
Yeah,
this is some bullshit. But yeah, guys, change your password for real. Don't sleep on that shit.
Yeah, I agree.
in, I guess, somewhat happier news, I don't know, this is kind of weird. I really like this story, but there was an interview on Clixel that went up a little while ago, talking with Peter Moore, who's, I forget what his story is now. I don't know if he's still at EA, but we talked about him. He announced his resignation from EA, and he's going to move on from video games, and he's going to be the new CEO of the Liverpool Football Club. Mm-hmm. And the Clixel sat down with him and talked about a bunch of stuff with him and his kind of introduction to video games, and which I thought was fascinating because before his time with Sega, I didn't know like where he came from. I don't know if he was, he started off lower in the ranks at Sega and then kind of rose his way up, but apparently not. He's like soccer has been his life, and you get to see how he started. From like he was I think a physical ed coach at first, and then somehow moved his way and eventually became like a marketing guy at Reebok, and from there kind of made the jump to Sega to help them launch the Dreamcast because they was in trouble and they needed somebody with some marketing savvy to save them. And and then he just moved from there to Microsoft and then to EA. Like the whole thing is cool, but like one of the main headlines I saw out of this interview was that he told Yuji Naka to fuck off, which I was like, what? Okay.
Like, what? Why?
But then reading like his side of the story is like,
you kind of like, okay.
It's like, okay, he deserved that because like Yuji Naka pretty much told Peter Moore, like, why are you making this shit up? And I'm like, son, I spent so much time and work trying to give you this information and you're going to call me a liar? Like, fuck you. Mm-hmm. But the whole thing, again, it's a great read. I thought it was fantastic. I don't know if you got any other choice nuggets that you want to share from this.
No, I also very much did enjoy the whole Yuji Naka thing. I was just like, all right, we're getting to the meat and potatoes now. Let's see what's going on with this.
Real dirt.
The dirt. And I was just like, all right, that's kind of a dickish thing of Yuji Naka to do. And I mean, not a whole lot of people like him anyway. Mm-hmm. So I very much enjoyed that part of it.
Oh man, but again, read that whole thing. It's fantastic. And,
it is a good read. It really is a good read, though.
Especially get some like information about like how Sega was trying to get out the Dreamcast and how he tried to save that. And but like even he said like it was probably the most successful console launch, and I don't think he's wrong.
I think that's correct.
And then finally, we've other things that we've got to talk about is the new Overwatch event, which surprisingly it was leaked not too long ago, and then shortly after it was leaked, they're like, "Hey, it's live right now." So it was like, "God damn, that was fast." So their new event is called Uprising. It's running now, and it ends on May 1st, and it's got a whole bunch of new stuff. There's like a new sort of like horde mode, sort of like what they did with the Halloween event. But I think it's more involved. I'm not sure what exactly is involved with that mode. I have not seen anything about it yet. So, but again, like all the other events, there's a whole bunch of new character skins and new stuff to unlock, new loot boxes. And this update could not have come at a worse time because I don't want to play Overwatch right now. I'd rather focus on other stuff. And I'm very scared that I'm gonna dive in and play some more Overwatch just to get loot boxes. Like literally, that's the only thing I want is some loot boxes.
Oh, you could also just play Persona and ruin your life.
Did I tell you I got the Steelbook version of the game? Is right there.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I got the Take Your Heart edition.
Yeah.
So that was the one that came with like the tote bag and the soundtrack and the art book and
Morgana,
the plushie. Yeah.
Yeah. So Overwatch is still cool. It's like, I feel like for me, there's a category of games that I play when there's nothing better to play, or like something like single player games or things that are finite. Like, okay, I'm going to sit down and play this seriously. And when I don't have one of those games, then I jump to something more evergreen, like an Overwatch or a Street Fighter or I don't know, whatever else. Or Paragon. Fuck, I need to get back into Paragon. They're another fucking asshole because they have this new like daily log-on system where like, hey, if you log on consecutively for like X amount of days, you get like new boxes or new rewards and shit.
God damn it.
I'm launching that thing every day just so I can. I have not played a game of Paragon in like months, but I'm still logging in every day to get that dumb crap that I don't know what to do with.
Just to have it.
I have a disease.
Hmm.
But yeah, Overwatch still happening. And I think that's about it for news for the week.
All right. So we're going to move into new and upcoming releases, and then Alex is going to talk some more about what's coming out.
Ooh.
It's pretty light. So Go ahead, man.
All right. So for this week, we've got a couple of new stuff out here, at least in North America. So for the week of April 11th, we've got Cosmic Star Heroine for the PlayStation 4 and the PC. And I don't know how hotly anticipated this is, but Yooka-Laylee is finally out for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. You might want to double check on that, though, because I've been seeing a lot of middling reviews about this game.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's... I saw... I don't know if you know Video Game Donkey, but he himself is a big fan of the original Banjo-Kazooie, but really hates Banjo-Tooie. And this is more in the Banjo-Tooie realm.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's kind of a shame. Like, the game has a nice look to it, but I don't know if the gameplay is all there.
I see.
Yeah. And I think it's also coming out for other systems. I know Switch is on the docket at some point. I don't know when that's coming out exactly, though. But anyway, other releases for the week include Licht Spear for PlayStation 4 and Vita, A Rose in the Twilight for Vita and PC, Star Blood Arena is now out for the PlayStation VR, Ario for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC, Caro Blaster for PS4, The Sexy Brutale for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. And then I think this is a physical release. I didn't double check this yet, but Stardew Valley Collector's Edition is out for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. We've also got Eurofishing for PlayStation 4, Symphony of the Machine also for PlayStation 4. This is dope, although with a caveat, Crawl is now out for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. I think the only caveat I think is this is a local multiplayer game. I don't think it supports online. But man, this game is so cool. It's if you have not heard of Crawl, it's a 2D dungeon crawling game, up to 4 players. Only one player is the dungeon crawler. The rest of them are ghosts, which, depending on the room, can possess different things in the environment, either traps. Or there's occasionally like pentagrams on the floor that the ghosts can possess, I guess, and then they will then become a monster, a corporeal monster that can then attack the dungeon crawler. So it's like you are all kind of competing to be the dungeon crawler and beat the dungeon, and it's fascinating that they did it this and in this way. It looks really cool. I just wish it was online so you can play with actual people instead of being in the same room.
Yeah, it would make more sense.
Yeah. Also out this week is Mr. Shifty for the Switch and the PC. And then we have the Jackbox Party Pack 3 is out for the Nintendo Switch. Which that seems like a pretty good fit.
Yeah, that seems like an awesome fit, actually.
Yeah, I played that once, actually. I played that at PAX East. You know, I don't know if you saw, but they did a cool thing at PAX East where they had roving like carts with Jackbox 3. And
that's awesome.
If you were in line, like at a panel or something, they would come by and have you guys play. And I was like, what? This is fucking dope.
That's really cool.
Yeah. For Friday releases this week, we've got Ray Gigant for the Vita, and then Flint Hook for the PS4. And then finally, we have a singular PC exclusive release this week. It was a surprise that was teased out like a week ago, but Bayonetta is now available on Steam for the PC.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it's a big one, man. Now we just need Vanquish on
Bayonetta
the PC.
2. Well, what about Bayonetta 2?
Oh yeah, but Vanquish has been out longer, and
yeah, it's also been like free on PlayStation Plus.
Yeah. Like yeah, that's the thing. Like I at this point, I'm kind of looking at PC as more of a way to preserve these games, or at least have a way for you to play them without having to drag out older consoles.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure more people have, PCs and laptops than game systems, you know?
I would just like to see more games on PC. I don't know how this PC version fares, because like I think even like Nier Automata was a recent PC release, and I think that had some issues.
Yeah.
So I'm curious. Yeah, I'm curious how this one came out, but time will tell. And actually, that reminds me, like if you're ever curious about like what version of a game to get, Digital Foundry, they are a good resource for finding out exactly what the differences are between different versions of games. So if you can go on, check out their YouTube channel. They do like a lot of in-depth stuff and just show you straight up like what's the frame rate difference between this game, or what one looks better. Is this worth your time? So yeah, it's very cool of them to do. But for new releases, that's going to wrap it up for us.
All right. So thank you for that. And that means we are done with this episode. So before we officially go, we would like you to visit innercitygeeks.com, which is where we're located and where we have a bunch of stuff regarding everything geek. We have a sort of special spin-off episode thing coming your way, so look out for that. I'm not going to say about what it's about or who's on it, but it was pretty fun. So look out for that. You can also view and or subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch ICG. We've got a lot of content on there that you can parse as well. Again, geeky stuff. One of the main things that you can watch on there is Brian's Yay Toys reviews. He reviews like pretty much all the latest stuff. He is obsessed with toys, so he knows what he's talking about. So I highly recommend just checking out the channel. And you can listen to us on iTunes, where you can leave us a review. It's the best thing that you can do for us. Just let us know how we're doing, whether you like the show, whether you don't like the show. Just give us some feedback so we can improve or stay the same.
Yeah.
You can also listen to us where all podcasts are available. I also want to encourage everyone that if you want to do any kind of Amazon shopping, to go to innercitygeeks.com first. There's going to be an Amazon banner on the right-hand side of the page. When you click that, it will take you to Amazon.com. Go buy whatever it is that you were going to buy. And then when you do that, a little bit of that will come back towards us, so we can provide more show and more content just for you. You can reach us on all of the social media. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram mainly, all at Inner City Geeks. And for the Twitter for this show is at Good Game Podcast, not Good Games Podcast. I wish just one more letter. So also, you can email us at goodgamespodcast@gmail.com, and feel free to just reach out and say, hey, because we're there and we actually do check the email. So
yeah.
So yeah, we very much appreciate it. So besides that, if you wanted to reach us on Twitter as individuals, you can if you so choose. So Alex, where can everyone reach you?
At Twitter, I'm at AlexNZ.
And on Twitter, I am at FFM0, FFMXERO. And that's it. That's it for this one. There's another one in the books. So thank you all for listening. And we're going to say goodbye. And in leaving, as always, we say, good games, everybody.
Good games.
It's not a